Hey, I'm Ryder, and welcome to Not Another Perfect Mom. I went to school to become a registered nurse, and now I am chasing my dreams. Not that becoming a registered nurse wasn't at one point a dream, but I have new dreams now, which include becoming a stay-at-home mom to homeschool my two kids, and also I have dreams to get into real estate, so I'm doing some of that. And today I am doing some sewing because I also have a business where I sell handmade items at market. So I've got a couple of markets coming up this summer. I don't really do a lot in the summertime. This is our first year, honestly, to homeschool too. So we're kind of going to just do some soft homeschooling. But anyways, I'm going to be getting ready for market today. And I always sit down and I try to get my head clear. I'm like, okay, what's the goal? What are my objectives for today? I always set a high goal on like how many things I would like to have sewn, and then that kind of my time and things like that determine like what I actually get done. So what I have found though, when it comes to prepping for markets or sewing, is having different days. So I'll like go to the store, and I was going to Joann's, but sadly they're no longer in business, and I'm so sad about that. But whatever, I would buy my fabric, and then I will cut out my patterns. And so I sew a lot of headbands, but then I got into sewing a lot of other handmade things like pet bandanas and bows and tote cozies and so much other fun stuff. But regardless of what I'm going to be selling, I have a cut day, like so where I cut my fabric, and then I'll have a day where um, I will sew. But so for instance, my headbands may be like, I guess in 3 or 4 steps perhaps. And what I'll do is I'll cut the fabric out on one day, and then I will sew them together. And then if it involves like another step, then I'll do that on a separate day and then put the headbands together on a final day. So today what we're doing is I've already cut all these out, and I've already, for the most part, sewn them all together, at least like the first theme. But this particular headband that I do has like a couple of different steps to it. So it's easier for me to just, at this point in time anyways, though I always seem to revise like my plans or whatever. Um, I'm just gonna be putting them together. But it's pretty hot in the summertime, so I don't really do a whole lot. But I got into sewing, honestly, like when I was in high school at one of my first jobs. We did a lot of alterations and stuff, and I really, really enjoyed that. And I already, I think, had like a bug or whatever you call it for being creative and just like that being my happy place ever since I was in elementary school. So I ended up sewing with one of my first jobs, and then in the pandemic I got back into sewing, and I ended up turning it into a business, and I actually love it. I'm still in the early stages though. Like I said, I'm homeschooling my kids, which has its own level of like a newness to it. So I haven't been able to put as much time as I would like to into my like handmade business, but I still do it regularly. My like busy season or hot season is honestly in the fall, getting ready for Christmas. That's when I sell and sew a lot more. I kind of just take some time off in the summertime. Not that there aren't markets, there certainly are markets everywhere in the summertime. But anyway, so I just wanted to pull out my camera, document my journey as a stay-at-home homeschooling mom who has a handmade business, and also I do some real estate. But I don't know what you guys are into and like what you've got going on. Feel free to share in the comments if you're here for like, because I also post homeschool content, and then I'll post some motivational content because that's just who I am, okay? And this channel is fairly new for me. And then today's video obviously is a sew with me and talk with me video. So let me know what brought you here today down in the comments below. And what else was I gonna say? Oh, I've set this goal to post a video every single day from now to the end of July, and I think we're on like week 2, because a part of my like motivational videos and YouTube videos that I posted are about setting goals and having objectives and dreams and getting those done. And I've honestly had a lot of things that I have like dreamed for and then worked for, set a goal for, and accomplished. And I've always wanted to be on YouTube. I've honestly been on YouTube for probably over 10 years. I put other dreams ahead of it, like going to nursing school, which I still am glad that I did. But anyways, I don't know. I feel like sometimes whoever you are, it'll come back full circle. just don't have as much time as I would like to. But it's okay. I think it's important if you do what you can when you can. Sometimes I try to make a goal where I sew in my studio at least 3 or 4 times a week, and then there are other times, like in the dead of winter after Christmas, when you're in that like January to February phase when nothing's really going on, I feel like, to where I don't sew hardly any. And then there's times where I'm like sewing in my studio at least for an hour or two every day. So it just kind of comes in waves. But anyways, back to my goal to upload a video every single day here on YouTube. It's just to make a commitment. I don't know if you're new to YouTube, if you have a YouTube channel, or what your thing is with YouTube, but I, like I said, have always wanted to be on YouTube myself, and I don't know, you just have to set a goal and go after it. And so that's what I'm doing. My goal is to upload a video, but it's also to provide like value and like meaning and like who I am. And who I am will be a homeschool. Who I am is a homeschool mom. I'm also someone who has done several things like confidence boosting and just getting things done. Super organized person. Definitely all about getting goals. Like really, not to say a type A, because I have this creative space that lives inside of me. But I can be extremely creative, but I'm extremely productive. I guess that's what I say. Not super type A, but like extremely productive. And so when I set a goal, I adhere to it. I have an Amazon account or like store. I've listed some other things, especially for my homeschool, that you guys have gotten some things from. So when it comes to sewing or just anything that I use to make my life easier or that I enjoy, be sure to check the description for any goodies. I don't know if I'll be able to get it uploaded for this video, but definitely for the future. But yeah, I also make money by having my handmade business. So I got into it because I like to be creative, but I also make money from it and for it. So if that's something you guys are interested in finding out about how I got into markets, and if you're interested in markets, just let me know down in the comments below. Or when it comes to sewing in general, I don't really go from a pattern. I honestly have not ever used a pattern all the way through of any kind. I do buy them, but I guess I'm intimidated by them. I have a pattern actually laying like somewhere behind me that I got from my daughter, because I wanted to make her this. It's like a skirt, but it's got the straps dress. Anyways, it looks like a super simple pattern, but yeah, I was meaning to, I guess, ask you guys what you're into. Are you into sewing? Are you into money? What's your lifestyle like? Just so I can know like what you want to see and what you guys are interested in. I like to do things in like sections, and so this final section is just me prepping, cutting the fabric for wrapping the bands, so that when I come back into the studio next time, I'll be able to put a lot of the bands together. anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Bye for now.